some games I played very recently, Sharpblade, Discara, myself, and Empty Soul. So again, solid players. I'd say of the four, the best is going to be Discara. Empty is a solid player, but again, he has some bad habits. Sharp is... I'd categorize him alongside Garm. He plays for the win, so he usually plays some very strong builds, and usually focuses on what is going to grab him victory. So, got to be careful of him. He can be very, very nasty. But we shall jump into this on the Boneyard. Discara and myself against Sharpblade and Empty. I'll be honest, I definitely wouldn't consider those balanced teams. I'm sure there are enough people out there who consider me to be a very strong player, and I consider Discara to be above me, so... Right. So, what do we got? We have myself as Knef, 4 straight onto CUs, and 2 more salvages immediately coming out. Meanwhile, we see very similar from Discara. But again, this is what I mean about that waypoint. So, you can actually have a waypoint which is set to the resource node, so immediately when salvages come out, they'll go straight to mine from those resource nodes. Do keep in mind, when you waypoint to a bulkhead, they won't go over and automatically det charge it. They will just wait around the wreck, so do keep that in mind. Meanwhile, what are we seeing from these guys? We are seeing 1 RU... Oh no, that's fresh built, so that was 4 CU start, and 1 gone on to RU since, and the same here from Empty Soul. Now, Sharp is going for an eco build. He is clearly going to get a support cruiser, and he's just looking to build up his economy as quickly as possible. And so we'll see how that works out. I would have thought he'd be more interested in running a lot of LAVs to pressure the early game, but it doesn't look like he wants to risk that. He just wants strong mid and late game. Now, I'm wondering what Discara is doing, because he has not kept his base runner. I think he's going for an economy build, so he probably has refinery upgrade going now. Meanwhile, myself going out into mid with the Knef base runner, which I wouldn't be willing to do this with most base runners, simply because I know they'd just die. But because the Knef base runner has smoke and blast drones, I'm actually pretty happy to just send it out and be a pest with it. It is a military force multiplier that way. Look, my enemy's here. It's got 3,350 HP. Buys time. It means that if I was dealing with LAVs, which I've actually got a couple coming out here from Sharpblade. But yeah, I want that artifact. Can't get it, which is a shame. Blast Drone does come out and does a lot of damage there. So that actually forces Empty to back off. He can't risk that fight because he's got 2 easy to kill skimmers. And if I put out another Blast Drone, he is at very serious risk. He can't engage into this safely because he doesn't know how many Blast Drones. Does use the repair, which gets him back up to health very quickly. Gets him back in that fight. And again, it looks like he just wants to prevent me from getting at any of those artifacts, which again is understandable because Knef can use that to get missiles, or they can use it to get mobility system up. But that base runner does go down. Now, it's important to keep in mind there was a blast drone being built in that base runner, and that will not be refunded. So that's an extra 150 CUs lost because one was building while it was going. So MT has a bit more of an edge than I think he realizes. How many? So he's got 5 skimmers of his own, 3 LAVs supporting against 4 sand skimmers. So, I mean, he can win this fight. Now, I have gone into rails and I'm getting assault rails. Meanwhile, let's see how this goes down. Discara just looking to guard his economy, keep it safe, and Empty looking to extract that artifact while Sharpblade is over there building up his economy. We have assault ships coming out from Discara, who's got an assault tech. What have we got tech-wise from the other side? We have AV tech online, and that would be rail tech coming online. So, AVs and rails from Sharp. Meanwhile, Empty has just teched into assault ships himself, so probably looking to go air. And in the meantime, assault railgun here. Looks like these skimmers are going to be able to pick it off. Nope, looks like they're being pushed off. That second assault rail comes in, and that is going to be a bad trade for Empty. And that AV getting cleaned up, so I don't think there's any chance this base runner can get in either. So, however, Sharp does now have his rails coming across, so they will prevent the assault rails from pushing in further. Can Empty get that in? I highly doubt it. That's just too far. Sharp does need to be careful here. He doesn't have any armor upgrades, so if all of these skimmers were to push in right now, I think they'd be able to clean up all those rails. And then the assault rails would be able to come in and clean up completely. But with no armor upgrades, these sand skimmers do go down quite quickly, so no. And then also ALM support, so no, that would be very dangerous to push into. Very important to keep in mind that about the Soban, the combination of AAVs and ALMs makes it very difficult to raid them effectively. Now we've got some piecemeal sand skimmers coming out here from Empty. I don't know if that's the best of ideas. He has got full eco up though, so he is in a very strong position here. But he does not have anything to deal with the assault rails coming out at the moment. Discoverer is now getting air, and Empty is just building sand skimmers. He does not have anything else in the build queue at the moment. His carrier's all the way out here. Oh, 1 second, no, I've got that wrong. Empty is only on 2 base at the moment, so not that well built up. Trying to take a poke at the production cruiser. If I can get that down, that would be a huge loss for Empty, and checking out what's going on down here. Meanwhile, we have Discara now, who has those interceptors. He is going to be able to pick off these railguns quite merrily, which leaves Sharp in quite a difficult position over there. Ooh, and that's a bomber coming out from Empty, which could be huge. Not going to take long for that to produce either. But in the meantime, those sand skimmers are going to struggle in that fight. Not a good fight for them at all. But that bomber comes out just at the right time. 1 assault rail goes down. 2 go down. But that bomber, oh, that was incredibly lucky for Empty there. But he does lose this fight here, and these units are going to be left to run wild. So that is incredibly bad for Empty. But not lose. If Empty had lost that bomber there, I think it might have been completely over. But that bomber is down for a while. And in the meantime, Empty will lose his eco. That's 1 production cruiser down. But he has gone and taken this bulkhead. Very clever. So that makes up for a lot of the loss here. And he'll be able to repopulate this because he still has those 6 salvages to go back on there. However, at the same time, Sharp's economy is left wide open. He's been pushed off the second expansion out there. So yeah, this is very bad. I think Empty has mitigated a lot of damage by doing this. That is an incredibly good play. And again, because he's still got that bomber up, he's able to start picking away at these units, clearing them up. But yeah, that bomber able to start picking away at these. Ooh, I think it might be a waste having hit those skimmers. Getting rid of these assault rails is definitely more important, especially as far as these AAVs are concerned. Skimmers taking a lot of fire for these assault rails, although... Oh, bomber coming in again. Missing. Will it get a second pass? Ooh. Oh, and that's going to be the end of that bomber. And these assault rails are still up. It's pretty incredible, the idea of a rail being able to dodge it. I'm guessing it's got to do with the direction it was coming from. Traveling in the same direction as the bomber probably helped. And these AAVs are going to go down. They simply cannot catch. In the meantime, bit of a bank here from myself. What is going on here? Building some more. Looks like I've got a bottlenecked economy because I've only got the one production cruiser still. I am building a second one. That bomber finally cleans up the last of those assault rails, which will allow Empty to now get his economy back up. Again, really great play here. By taking his expansion out here, while keeping the salvages alive here, he has mitigated a lot of the damage that would have been done to his economy. There are still those assault ships harassing, but he isn't as behind as he would be if he didn't have this expansion, which is unknown currently. So, distinct economy advantage to Sharpblade and Empty at the moment. But bit of a waste here. These assault ships not moving. I would have actually liked them to move over here and harass this economy here. But again, Descara very busy trying to keep these sand skimmers alive and active. Meanwhile, on my end, that second production cruiser does come out, and I move immediately into it. Interceptors, which is a great choice to stop these bombers, because that bomber is going to get more and more deadly as time goes on. I mean, Descara is just looking for an opportunity to shoot the damn thing down, but meanwhile, you've got to keep in mind there are 3 missile batteries over here, which will quite happily shoot down at least one of these. Oh, that's a very poor choice. I would not have thrown in that many sand skimmers just at point blank. I mean, I think, yeah, they're going to take this fight, but he's going to take unnecessary losses doing it. Ooh, yeah, not really the micro there. Oh, no. Yeah. It is possible to do. Yeah. You can just circle around them. It is important with the assault ships that you have them moving in a direction away from their opponents, because it prevents that kind of circling. Again, it comes down to why assault ships are so bad. They need so much looking after. Right now, can this force win against this many sand skimmers? That is the question. I think as long as... Ooh. Oh, bomber coming in here. One assault rail going down, but... Ooh. There, that's a big hit for Empty there. Whew, very important kill. But another bomber coming in. Gets another assault rail. So that's 2 assault rails that have been lost here. Oh, that's massive. 2 skimmers and an assault rail going down there. That may change this whole fight in Empty's favour. Yeah, I don't think that these 3 are going to be able to survive this. Yeah, those sand skimmers now are going to be able to overrun and clean up these assault rails. They're struggling to keep targets. You've got to keep in mind, if the sand skimmers can circle them, they will never be able to catch them. They don't have the same sort of turn speed needed, and they also have a wind up to fire, so... Yeah, and those intercepts are really struggling to get damage onto those sand skimmers. But again, they are picking away at them. Meanwhile, 2 interceptors come in from Empty, but they get annihilated. Not the kinds of losses that Empty can afford right now. He has 1 bomber and 3 interceptors up. Meanwhile, what are we seeing from... Sharp has gotten out bomb battle cruisers. And he's fighting up against Siege. No, because of the bombers, I think that's a pretty poor choice. Oh, that's a huge misplay there. Although, fortunately for Descara, instead, Empty gunning for my economy. Will that bomber survive this? I don't think it will. Nope, it goes down. Meanwhile, still serious fight going on here to deal with these skimmers. But it looks like those skimmers are going to go down now. However, that's a lot of economy damage. 4 4 salvages got taken out there. And it looks like we've got Empty coming in here again with interceptors. Will he get that kill? No. So again, Empty having some very poor engagements with his own interceptors. Meanwhile, the interceptors from myself and Descara doing a lot of damage. But Empty has definitely gotten 2 interceptor kills so far. And it looks like Descara has similarly lost at least 3. And in comes Empty again with that bomb. You can see he's coming in from an angle and then trying to come in and hit from as far an angle as possible. And because there's only 1 interceptor there, it's going to take a while for it to bring that bomber down. Bomber goes down. All of the CU harvesters are gone. That bomber goes down. Meanwhile, the fight goes on at the front here. Again, these assault rails getting overrun. And is that another bomber? Yep, that is another bomber coming in here, hitting all of this economy. And because those intercepts are being used to deal with... I really don't agree with Empty Soul's use of the interceptors here. He is losing a lot of them for very little gain, but his bomber use is excellent. Meanwhile, it looks like this production cruiser is going to go down. There's not much can be done about that. Descara is mobilizing his skimmers to help out now. But with next to no economy left now. Oh, this group needs to pull back in this direction. I think this is going to get cleared up. And if that is will this production cruiser live? No, that production cruiser is down. So if this second one goes down, I will be on nothing but the carrier, which would be massively damaging. Meanwhile, Descara is here pushing in. These siege cruisers have been really hampering Sharpblade. Sharp just has no way of dealing with this, and he's taking so much damage for it. God damn. But Descara are really carrying this at this point. My force is whittled down to next to nothing. Meanwhile, he is putting massive amounts of pressure onto Sharp. But yeah, when Galcian Siege is allowed to get out and get enforced, they are able to dump so much damage downrange. Ooh, very lucky bomber from Empty there in the background, surviving with barely any HP. And Sharpblade's carrier actually goes down there. That is huge. In the meantime, it looks like we've got Empty coming in with another swarm of skimmers. He is absolutely determined to keep me from rebuilding. Not that there's many targets for him to hit right now. So, I mean, it's important to keep in mind, Descara is fighting 2 fronts right now. He is fighting here and over on the far side there. Ooh, those are some high veterancy interceptors. Goddamn. 765 speed? Seriously? Jeez. In the meantime, we have Descara pushing in here. And there really isn't much stopping him. There are the 2 battle cruisers, but they are quite low health. So I suspect Sharp is going to try and get over and repair those. Meanwhile, just skimmers darting back and forth. Just poking at each other by the looks of things. Oh, we've got 2 more bombers coming out. Oh, that's going to... Yeah, those are going to very quickly knock out those Galcian Siege cruisers, I think. 1 down. Intercept's coming in and taking out 1 of those bombers. Is there any AA? Could have sworn there was a lot of AA over here. Ooh. Oh, that's a misplay there. 2 of those high veterancy interceptors going down because they got too close to those missile batteries. Meanwhile, Empty is sat on a full hangar. 5 bombers. Which is kind of horrifying. If he focuses on Descara's carry, he might be able to just wipe that out. very scary prospect. 2 of those bombers going up now. 3. Where are they going is the question. But they're in very dangerous territory. I mean, how many interceptors? There's a lot of interceptors available to stop these bombers right now. But they are hitting Descara's economy. They are doing a lot of damage. But they are gone. That's 2 of those bombers. So not necessarily worth it in my opinion. He is disrupting economy. He is giving Descara a lot more to worry about. But that's very expensive, especially as he's missing an ally right now. Meanwhile, Sharp just here, as I suspected, just trying to repair these battle cruisers, just trying to keep pressure on this flank so it prevent Empty from being hit. Now, still nothing from myself, no economy to speak of. Trying to rebuild. More focused on this air fight right now. Winning this air war seems to be tantamount to victory right now. 2 more of those bombs in here. One of them gets away. Ooh, they do get an interceptor, but it looks like Empty just lost all of his interceptors. Yep, all of Empty's interceptors go down. But, ooh, did he lose another? I'm going to presume he lost another bomber as well. So, not the best of exchanges for Empty. If his if his interceptors were getting better trades against mine and Descara's, this could be a very different picture right now. But right now, I think with the map control he's got, he would be better off pushing out with ground-based AA. Even just sending out the production cruisers to provide that. Again, these bombers, just absolute nightmare to actually kill. Meanwhile, Descara pushing with his carrier, trying to clean up what's left of Sharp Blade. I mean, at this point, it really feels like it is Descara versus MT. Oh, that's another bomber gone. How many bombers does MT have still? Still has 4. He just keeps rebuilding them. He is not willing to let go. And again, with these 2 battle cruisers, I'm fairly convinced that Descara can't get into a fight. Oh my god, that's definitely one of the better Galcian missile barrages I've seen. That must have been at least 4. Oh no, and those rails clumped up. Looks like they're all going to get cleaned up. Having to go back into that AoE. Will a missile? Yeah, the missile finally finishes that off. So again, that was very well placed. In the meantime, though, Interceptors again striking out at... Oh, that was incredibly lucky. 1 missile to each Interceptor. That's really jammy. God damn, just so much going on here. Descara putting down a missile barrage of his own to try and push back Empty, who's trying to push in and get the kill here with the assistance of the 2 battle cruisers. But I think... yeah. Descara has more power, so he will, if he needs to, be able to just put everything into speed and escape. Interceptor's trying to protect that base runner going in to drop an artifact, but that will be denied. It looks like MT doesn't want this to drag out any longer, wants to get in here and do some real damage. Still has substantial eco behind this. Have I managed to rebuild my economy yet? Yes. So my economy is actually back up, so I am coming back into the fight. I have a siege cruiser out. I don't think it's that relevant, although it can fight those sand skimmers. But really this... Oh... yeah, MT going in all in here, trying to kill Descara. Putting some substantial damage down too. He really needs to just put everything into his weapons though. He's got 4 base runners here for repairs, so I don't see why he's got the regen system that highly powered. Oh! Those bombers coming down, pressuring that carrier. They're going to be able to finish it off. Inceptor's coming in to cover. One bomber goes down. Two bombers go down. Descara's going to live. Ooh. Those Inceptors staying active. And Empty calls the GG. I still think Empty could have won that, but yeah, Descara had maxed out regen. I don't know. I do feel that was an early GG, considering it's 2-0. I think Empty could have still made plays to finish off that carrier. But then again, it's hard to say how much of my own army is actually on the field at this point. I mean, I'm still only bringing a siege cruiser and then these 6... Is it just the 6? Yeah, and 6 intercepts to the field. But yeah, I mean, if Empty could have brought some other AA, I don't feel like he was able to use the interceptors effectively to cope with mine and Descara's. But the 3 missile batteries from Sharp were a huge boon to him. But yeah, very close game. The eco snipes from MT were huge, but I do feel like he needed to come in and actually finish me off. But I suppose because Descara managed to outdo Sharp Blade, considering the economy damage Sharp had suffered, he just felt like he needed to do something about Descara. Maybe if the bombers had gone for Descara's army first rather than going for the economy snipes, it's hard to say. But yeah, GG and well played by everyone in that. Special props go to Descara and Empty because, again, it basically turned into a 1v1 between the two of them at one point. Very impressive. Yeah, Descara having that economy, while Empty wasn't... When you consider Empty lost his main, that is incredible. So the damage control that Empty did was top-notch, considering his main was hit. Pushing out and fully saturating that expansion immediately was, yeah, definitely the right call, and kept him in. Sharp lost his main, and he was also being pushed at the front, so again put him behind, and he wasn't really able to recover, and my own economy being basically wiped out for the better part of 5 minutes. So yeah, scores here, and as you can see, it really was Empty was really carrying that. So, but that said, there is the argument to be had there. If he hadn't let my forces break through as they did, Sharp would have been in a much better position to participate. So, not necessarily fair to just say that's just because Empty is a better player, but Sharp definitely got hit hard, and he had Descara as opponent. So, do keep that in mind.